Hi guys, so we'll continue with the third video that I had lined up for today. So I'm not sure how this edit's going to go. I don't know if it's 3 different videos. I think that's what I'm swayed towards more, and just release them like fast instead of like a week apart. So what we've seen from the first 2 parts is that Jason's mum's a psycho, and we feel really bad for his fiance. And this one's called Headstrong Mum. I can't read it. Alright, okay, I hadn't read this one before. Headstrong Mum forbids 28-year-old son to move out of state. So this will be an interesting one. We'll just get right into it.
About a year and a half ago, I was able to relocate with my job back to where I grew up. We just had our daughter, and being able to move back by my mom was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Since we've moved to Illinois, not only is it hard to just adjust because it's a whole new state, but we basically live with Annette and Bill because we are here every single weekend. So it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
There we go, straight away. It's unfair on... I'm having to move the cat off the keyboard. Straight away, it's unfair on her. She's saying she's struggling with it, but it looks like she's not complaining too much, as in I think she's maybe going, oh well, he moved out of state for a while, he just wants to see his mum, which is fair enough. But obviously, we know from the past 2 videos that she's a bit psycho, and that's not the case, really.
Do you want to go upstairs with Grandma?
Go upstairs, Grandma.
Say bye, Dada. We're going to go take a nap upstairs.
Obviously, the child's just tired, but it does kind of seem like the grandma's even terrifying the child. Obviously, they're just tired and don't want to stop playing, but you never know. Maybe she's a psycho with the child as well.
See you later.
For my job, with growth means relocation, and it brings a level of anxiety with it because we're still trying to plan our wedding.
There is a lot of...
See, the way they're holding is normal for a couple. She's holding his arm, they're sitting quite close and all that. But see, in the last video, when his mum was doing that to him, I would not say it's normal.
The crazy thing is it could take us anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to have to tell your mom.
well, I don't know how she's going to take that.
Well,
She's either going to get mad at me, or she's going to get just really sad, and I don't want to see her sad.
People get sad. Deal with it. Well, that made it sound like I was like, just let people be sad. I just mean, like, in his mum's case, people get sad for moving out. Obviously, she's going to be sad, but really, she should support her son. If he's got a really good job and he's needing to move out of state and he's moved back to state, to be fair, she'd just be happy that he got to move back to state. There's potential he'd never got moved back to state. And I've got a feeling that's why they started going out, because she'd never seen him with his mum, and she was like, oh, well, how normal people react with mums is different than how he reacts with his mum, so I'm presuming that's how they started going out, because she didn't think anything was weird about it yet.
Thank you. Hi, good morning.
Welcome to Misa. You must be Annette and Jason?
Yeah, we're here for the couples massage.
That's weird. I read some comments before this, and someone made the point of that even considering booking a couples massage with your mum is psycho. Like, I'm sure there's a massage they could have got that was like parent and child or something like that. Or I don't know how massages work. Never been to one. I just think that specifically them, that's weird.
My mom and I love getting massages. It's our alone time, and time to catch up.
Well, this looks nice.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Already.
Good. When Jason and I go out on a date together,
Why'd you call them dates? That's weird. I understand when like mums when they're younger say like, oh, we're going on a wee date. You know, it's a nice thing when it's a child. Even then, I think that's still a bit weird. But he's 29, you're 51. That's weird. Don't call it a date. Just say a day out. Actually, just don't do it. Do something else on a day out. Don't do a massage.
it's a great way for me to spoil him because I can just see how hard he works. He's on his feet all the time, and he has his own family now, and so...
That's weird as well. He has his own family now. She knows she's still a part of that family. Like, like the minute he had if the minute he had children and got a wife or a fiance, it's not that she no longer was a part of his family. It's just that the family's bigger now, which I think's a weird way to look at it, as in like, oh, he's no longer part of the family, he's got his own family now. It's not how people should look at it. You should just look like you're expanding your own family.
Just let her know if the pressure's not enough, okay? You gotta make sure.
He needs...
The missus just looked at her like, what? It's just weird.
Yeah, speaking of work, there's something coming up here in the near future that would make us move.
What do you mean? Move where? Closer to us? Like to the city?
Honestly,
Chicago?
it could be.
That's weird that they're holding hands. I think the way they're holding hands is that's a very couples thing, what they're doing in that situation. And it's just weird in general. There's nothing else I can say about this situation other than it's weird. We're just about to find out the big news, how our reaction's going to be. I think we know what our reaction's going to be, but we'll continue.
Out of state again. And it's just, I have to do what I have to do.
And I get that, but it's just, you don't know in my heart how hard that sounds to have you guys go away.
So it's really, I feel really bad for the masseuses and stuff. Masseuse? Don't know. I feel really bad for them because they have to sit and listen to this conversation whilst they're having it. And the mums went really dramatic, being like, I don't know how I can, you don't know how this feels in my heart. Like, it's weird, man.
To even think about Jason moving away from me is just too much. I just want him to say, no, I'm not going to move away from my mom.
Why? Children fly the nest, as some would call it. And I think Jason's done that already, and then came back, and then should fly it again. He should fly as far away as he can, and I'm not gonna cut off as much contact as possible. Message her once a month saying, yeah, we're alright. I think that's how I'd handle the situation.
But this timeline is coming up quicker than I hoped. It could be a week, 2 weeks.
What? What
Honestly,
do you mean, a week? A week for what?
a week until they tell me, hey, it's time to go.
What does Justina say about that?
I don't know. She's supportive, so we make it work. You know?
I mean, we've been a good family to Justina. Doesn't she say, hey, look at what your mom...
They've not. No, well, not from what I've seen anyway. You're just abusive to her. Don't listen to her. You think that you're so much better than her, and I bet you in your head you do think, oh, I wish he could marry someone like me. And then you'd go, oh no, actually she's a bit mental. I don't want her to marry someone like me. And then at that point you'd think, you'd go, actually I'm a bit mental, yeah, but obviously that would never happen.
Mom and dad do for the baby, for us.
Of course.
How could it be? I mean, it's not going to be easy to pick up and go, right?
No.
Like, you might think about staying?
I can't just leave my job. I'm not gonna lie, Justina doesn't want to stay here forever. But if I were to tell my mom that, she would throw all the promotion, all whatever is making me better aside and say, oh, it was Justina's fault.
Exactly. Do you know, it's funny, she's going to do that anyway. She's not going to listen. And they made a good point earlier in it that the child's young enough that they're not went to school yet, which I'm not a father or in any way, but I do think it'd probably be better to relocate your child before they go into school and start making friends, because at that point is that when it starts getting like awkward for them to make friends, and then maybe that's when they start getting like sad and depressed because they can't make friends as a child, which the child maybe would be socially inept and be totally fine. I think I've used inept in the right context there, I'm not sure. But the gran, we'll just call her the gran, Annette, is looking at it in a selfish way, which I'm not surprised because that's how she looks at everything.
And that's just not a place I want to be in, or any of us to be in.
I mean, I know you're devoted to your company. I understand that, I do. But you're not thinking about all of the pieces.
No, he is. What you're not thinking about is all of the pieces, actually, because you could move. You probably will eventually. You'll move with him. I feel sorry for his fiance, but you will move with him probably. Selfish woman.
You're not thinking about how much of an impact it will be to not have family close by, to not have me there.
At least she was honest with that one. She was like, oh, not have family close by, and she was like, not have me there. That's what she really meant. That is what she really meant. There's no anything about it. She doesn't apparently she has a husband, Bill. I just presume that's the husband in the context it was spoken about. So it makes it even weirder that she has a husband that she can have emotional support with, but then still uses her son.
Do what we have to do. We'd fly you out to see us. I mean, we would come to see you.
No, that's not the same. You don't see it like that. Jason, seriously, I cry when you guys leave to just go home an hour away.
I think she needs to go to therapy of some sort. because an hour away in America, so an hour away here, it's not far, but it's further than what you in your head you'd think about America, because you essentially can get anywhere in the UK in one day, basically, apart from like the islands and stuff like that, because it's just to do with ferries and stuff like that. But in America, like, I've seen people saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to see my parents, and then they're driving like 2 days.
I know. That's why it kills me to have this conversation with you. But
It just makes no sense.
It's not fair to any of us, honestly.
No, it's not fair to you. That's all you care about. Justina doesn't want to live wherever they are. It did say, I can't remember. She doesn't want to live there for the rest of her life, which is fair enough. People want to move. But you're just like, oh, it's not fair in everyone. But it's fair in everyone. Like, fair enough, like, I understand, like, you want to see your grandchild and stuff like that, but she's not bringing up the point of she wants to see the grandchild, she's just saying him. What if she was like, if she was better at manipulating people, she's really good at it, she'd bring up the grandchild.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll have to just
Have a plan B.
I will do whatever I can to get my son and his family to stay here in the Chicagoland area. I just don't think they're thinking straight when they say that they will consider a relocation again.
He's 28, he's allowed to move wherever he wants to. She's just a psycho. So this is 3 videos, or one really big video that's of 3 separate TLC videos. We'll continue if I see anything more interesting on this specific one, and we'll maybe move on to the small TLC stuff as well. We'll do that. That's this one done for the now. We also maybe look at the update. I think this was about a year ago, so the wedding's probably happened. He's probably moved out of state. Well, the wedding's probably happened. He's probably still living in his mum's basement, and then we'll see from there. So I'll maybe give a wee update in a wee while. We'll see, but that's all for today. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you again.